Aloha everybody and welcome to Beachwalks with Rox at Beachwalks.tv. Today is show number 49. Welcome back everybody. And I'm sitting here by the Va'alele, the canoe that we usually go out in on Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, and we haven't paddled for a week now. The water quality is still bad, and you know, I'm kind of amazed that we went out previously when we did, because when I look back at show number 37 and I see that absolutely brown water on the shore, especially in light of the fact that people are in the hospital very sick, and one gentleman has died from being exposed to the polluted water. We don't, of course, think it's that polluted over here, but it's hard to get the numbers. So anyway, since I'm not paddling, I just wanted to be by the canoe, so that's where I am today. And I was thinking, you know, about yesterday's show and spiritually dangerous things, and Callie left me a comment about that feeling that if you agree with your enemy or you accept what is, would be another way of thinking of that, that's somehow losing a part of myself. And I'm really working on this in my own life, trying to tease this apart, because I find that, you know, reality, I can't really affect a lot of reality. I can only affect my reality. And that's what I was aiming for yesterday, in terms of when the world around me isn't doing what I think it should or what I want it to do. It really helps me to realize that I can control this reality inside of here. And one of the ways that I do that is by breaking the energy. So if I'm in a good mood and a lot of things, other things in my life are working really well, then it's fairly easy for me to say, well, okay, well, that's what's happening, and there's not much I can do about it, or nothing I can do about that piece right now, so I'm going to move my attention elsewhere. That's great. But some days that's really hard to do. And so I have this little package of tricks in my back pocket of things that in general I call break the energy. And that is to really acknowledge the difference between taking a spiritual outlook on life, which is a very distant perspective, a very detached perspective. But in reality, we live psychologically. We live in the here and now. We live with the thoughts and feelings that we have running through our brains and through our hearts and through our bodies. And sometimes I find it really helpful to just break that energy. Of course, my favorite way to break the energy is to go swimming and get in the water and actually have a temper tantrum out there, because I can pound and kick and scream and not bother anyone, and it's perfectly private and very effective. I haven't been able to swim for, I believe, over 3 weeks now. And of course, I do have access to a swimming pool, so I could do that. But other things that I like to do are to write, and then of course delete, not click send. I find that really helpful. I also find just being out away from the space that I'm in. So just changing my environment, whatever environment I'm in, that seems to be reinforcing those negative feelings, those feelings of powerlessness that I'm having. I can go somewhere else. Going to the movies is a great thing for me. I try to pick either a comedy so I can laugh it off if it's something that is trivial but really has its teeth into me. Or if it's something that feels more profound, I may choose a really sad movie so that I can have a good cry. I talked about in an earlier show about having a conscious meltdown, and that's when that can really be helpful. And as I'm looking out there, I see a big gray storm cloud coming in. So I'm going to wrap this show up. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to Skype me on the conch, you can do so at Roxanne Darling, or you can Skype the conch or call the conch from your telephone at 949-544-1456. Aloha, everybody. Say bye, Lex.